this raglan sleeve blouse was your favorite, and I totally get it. It's quite special, and what I like about it, it's very wearable, but it's got lots of really interesting drafting details. So it's got a raglan sleeve, it's got an asymmetric button stand which looks nearly like a wrap, but it hasn't got any draping. It's very flat, which is nice. Then it's got a sort of stand collar which contrasts really nicely with the v-neck of the wrap, and it's constructed similarly to a short collar, but it grows out of your front bodice, and then it's just attached and it goes all the way round to the back. So the front and the collar is one piece. So it's like a short collar, but without a fold. That's a really nice detail. What I also like is how the back is actually a dolman. So it's quite interesting mix of a raglan and a dolman, and I think it's very much of that time. What I would be a bit careful with is if you're drafting it like that, if you might have noticed from the dolman sleeve tutorial and the raglan sleeve drafting tutorials that you can get different fits. So with a raglan sleeve you can get a really nice tight fit while still getting movement. With a dolman sleeve, or older books also call it a kimono sleeve, you get more of a straight fit, so it isn't as curved. So you have to be a bit careful with when drafting it, because you still want enough movement while also having a nice shoulder shape, which is the whole point of a raglan or dolman. So let's quickly sketch it out, and then I'm going to give you a quick guide on how to draft it. So it tucks into a high waist, but I would imagine it's a bit longer, so you can actually tuck it in and it doesn't become untucked, which is always awful. And then it's got raglan sleeves, so it's got the nice shape, and they're 3/4 length sleeves. Then you've got the really nice stand collar, which grows out of the front and then becomes separate from the body at your raglan. I've drawn this sleeve a bit thin, but it's fine. And you can see you got a 90-degree angle here, I think, from the picture. And then it goes on the back, and there's a center back seam, and it's separate at the back, as you can see here. It's a separate collar. And then you've got this really nice wrap, which goes roughly, if you look at the white one, it goes roughly to where your shaping darts is. So your shaping darts is probably like this. So they go in and out, and that will help your blouse stay in shape if you're wearing a skirt on top. And then it will go something like this. And then probably, I will imagine, it either cuts away or it's just straight. It doesn't really, you won't see it. And then the other one goes like that, and that gives you, I've drawn a bit too low, but that gives you that really nice shape here. And then it's just got 4 buttons. It's got 1 button here, one run roughly level with the bust point, which is always really, it's sort of good, because otherwise you always run risk of gaping. And then it's got 2 more, so you can sort of space them out on your own borders. And then it's always a bit tricky. Here it looks a bit like it hasn't got a seam at the top, but it probably become quite obvious. But I'm going to draw it slightly forward just so you can see it. It will either have a shoulder seam and a dart on the raglan sleeve and then be one piece, or it will be the front and the back will be completely separate. So there's 2 options. I think when you draft the pattern, it becomes obvious which options is just by following the stripes, and you can work out how they look, and whether if you have a bad straight of grain on the back and if it wraps round, whether it looks like this drawing or whether it looks differently. And that's how I would ascertain, work out whether it's a one-piece raglan with a dart or whether it's a two-piece raglan. And the back is really interesting because it's not a raglan, it's a dolman. So I normally would make that less fitted, so it'd be quite interesting. I think you can, it's basically when you construct them, you make sure your curves and everything are the same, but you don't have a seam in the fitting at the back. So your back, I think, will be higher up than your front. But of course you can make a raglan sleeve which hasn't got as much fitting as a drafting tutorial. Mine is quite fitted, as I said. And then it's got two shaping darts, which you can just about see here. It sort of goes slightly in. And then it's got a center back seam. And it looks, interestingly, I think it looks like the center back is slightly off straight of grain by the look of it, but so they might have put, I think a lot of these 50s, 40s styles, they're very fitted, so they often put a bit of shaping in the center back or center front seam, which we tend nowadays to have center back and center front on the straight of grain. And then you can see on the cuff it's nearly a bias or near enough. So that will give you a really good indication of the angle, basically, because you can work it out from the stripes how the angle is. And then you can see your collar at the back is on a bias, so that needs some interfacing so it doesn't become stretchy. And then the front, again, you can see it's on the straight of grain, like this, which means your wrap, just going to highlight it, your wrap is on not a bias, but it's on the straight of grain, so you definitely again need to interface it and stabilize it so it doesn't stretch, because there's nothing worse than a stretchy wrap. And what you could of course do with your facing of your collar, because that's separate, you can cut it on the straight of grain as well to further strengthen it. And then you can see again, this is sort of nearly parallel to your neckline, your dolman, your raglan sleeve, and then again I can see here it's bias. So again, it's sort of going to tell me how I need to angle my sleeve and my pattern for it to have that look. So now I've sketched out how the blouse actually looks and how the drafting details work. So you can see this is my raglan front, and because it's a wrap I mirrored it, and then I could draw in my wrap how I want it to be. And I think it's quite it's very high crossover up here from the look of it. So you do it like this, and then I think that collar is about maybe 3 centimeters maximum, 2 to 3. So you just draw in your I'm just going to do the dotted line for now so you can see how it's going to look. But more importantly, I know my wrap point, basically where my top button is just underneath the crossover. So it's around, probably sits just on the center front. So you draw in, I'm just going to draw myself a little guideline for my collar. But then all you can do is, because we know it's basically, it's going to be, which is why the guideline is really helpful. It's going to be, first of all, my raglan sleeve, and you always, with the shawl collar, if you remember my drafting tutorial, you sort of turn it over, and then I'm gonna start just moving it, and I slightly to the left of it, about 1/2 centimeter, and then I'm gonna repeat the same with my, so you can see that's my back collar, so I'm gonna join it on, so you end up, so it's like a shawl collar, and if you haven't made the raglan, I would, of course, you would add the shawl collar first before you draft it, because that'd be much easier than doing it like this, which is sort of slightly confusing. But you can still see there's going to be a collar like this, and then you got your right angle on the back, and then you just draw in your collar parallel to your neckline, and it's much easier when you do it full size. And I know I've got a 90-degree, and it's sort of still away from my center front, so you can just draw that line where it suits you. And again, on the trowel, it's probably going to show you how it looks right. And what I would do is make a same trowel, first trowel, and I think that might need to come slightly up. I think this is very fitted. So all you do is you do a few cuts and you pinch it out on your trowel until it fits you perfectly. What I would definitely do on something like this is you mark your shoulder point, and you also mark again, actually no, we haven't got one, so that's fine. So this is just your center back. So that is your front piece like that. So you can see it's quite straightforward, and then you just have to work out, we know if you use a stripe, it works at 90 to the center front, and let's check whether this is, you can see that is on the bias, so that angle is pretty good according to illustration, but of course we are not illustration, so in your body shape you might want to adapt that angle. But that's your front. As I said, it's actually much easier to do as you might think so. And then it's got 4 buttons, so I might need to sort of be slightly evened out. And that's your front done. And then of course you just extend it with your darts. And then let's have a quick look at the back as well. So for the back, I'm just going to quickly show you rather than draw around it. You can see this is my raglan sleeve. I got a really nice fit, but that means all these movements has this overlap, which creates movement and ease. That's why we got the seam, so we can create all this ease. With a dolman sleeve, the angle is more something like this, and mine doesn't match perfectly because it's got to do with a dart as well. But your back should look something like that. You can see it's got more movement to a certain degree than the raglan even, because just the angle is so big. But on the other hand, if you have your arms down, you might get the creases, which you don't get with a raglan sleeve. So give it a try and see how you like it. And then to find out whether it's a 1-piece raglan sleeve or 2-piece raglan sleeve, draw your straight of grain, your stripe on, and just sort of extend it past your pattern, and then you can lay on your front. And if the stripes look like they should look on the drawing, then you know it can be used as a 1-piece sleeve, and it sort of looks like it from here. I don't know whether this is right, but the rest looks fine. And then you can just draft the whole back and your sleeve as a 1-piece, and then this becomes just like a really long dart, and then you just got your separate front piece. So that's a really nice use of seam, so it becomes nearly a 1-piece pattern. But if all the straight of grain and the stripe is completely wrong, then I would treat it as a 2-piece raglan sleeve. But as you can see, it's quite straightforward to the back. I mean, just of course, just add your shaping darts. But this is the quick drafting guide for the raglan blouse. I hope you found it helpful.